Your word is your wand. By Florence, Scovel, Shinn. Chapter 11. Debt. If a man is in debt or people owe him money, it shows that a belief of debt is in his subconscious mind. This belief must be neutralized in order to change conditions. For example, a woman came to me saying a man had owed her $1,000 for years, which she could not compel him to pay. I said, "You must work on yourself, not the man," and gave her this statement: I deny debt. There is no debt in divine mind. No man owes me anything. All is squared. I send that man love and forgiveness. In a few weeks, she received a letter from him saying he intended to send the money, and in about a month came the $1,000. If a student owes money, change the statement. There is no debt in divine mind. Therefore, I owe no man anything. All is squared. All of my obligations are now wiped out under grace in a perfect way. Affirmations. I deny debt. There is no debt in divine mind. Therefore, I owe no man anything. All obligations are now wiped out under grace in a miraculous way. I deny debt. There is no debt in divine mind. No man owes me anything. All is squared. I send forth love and forgiveness. Chapter 12. Sales. A woman who lived in a country town wished to sell her house and furniture. It was in the winter with snow so deep it was almost impossible for cars or wagons to reach her door. As she had asked God to sell her furniture to the right person for the right price, she was unmindful of appearances. She polished the furniture, pushed it into the middle of the room, and prepared to sell it. She said, I never looked out of the window at the blizzard. I simply trusted God's promises. In miraculous ways, people drove up and all the furniture was sold, and the house also, without paying any commission to an agent. Faith never looks out the window at the blizzard. It simply prepares for the blessing asked for. Affirmation. I give thanks that this article or property is now sold to the right person or persons for the right price, giving perfect satisfaction. Chapter 13. Interviews. Affirmations. There is no competition on the spiritual plane. What is mine is given me under grace. I am identified in love with the spirit of this person or persons. God protects my interest, and the divine idea now comes out of this situation. Chapter 14. Guidance. Always on man's pathway is his message or lead. For example, a woman was much troubled over an unhappy situation. She thought to herself, will it ever clear up? Her maid was standing near and commenced to tell her of her experiences. The woman was too worried to be interested, but listened patiently. The maid was saying, I worked in a hotel once where there was a very amusing gardener. He always said such funny things. It had been raining for 3 days, and I said to him, do you think it will ever clear up? And he replied, my God, doesn't it always clear up? The woman was amazed. It was the answer to her thoughts. She said reverently, yes, with my God, it always clears up. Soon after, her problem did clear up in an unexpected way. Affirmations. Infinite Spirit, give me wisdom to make the most of my opportunities. Never let me miss a trick. I am always under direct inspiration. I know just what to do and give instant obedience to my intuitive leads. My angel of destiny goes before me, keeping me in the way. All power is given unto me to be meek and lowly of heart. I am willing to come last, therefore I come first. I now place my personal will upon the altar. Your will, not my will. Your way, not my way, your time, not my time, and in the twinkling of an eye it is done. There are no mysteries in the kingdom. Whatever I should know will now be revealed to me under grace. I am a perfect, non-resistant instrument for God to work through, and His perfect plan for me now comes to pass in a magic way. Chapter 15, Protection. Affirmations. I am surrounded by the white light of the Christ, through which nothing negative can penetrate. I walk in the light of the Christ, and my fear giants dwindle into nothingness. There is nothing to oppose my good. Chapter 16, Memory. Affirmation. There is no loss of memory in divine mind. Therefore, I recollect everything I should remember, and I forget all that is not for my good. Chapter 17, The Divine Design. There is a divine design for each man. Just as the perfect picture of the oak is in the acorn, the divine pattern of his life is in the superconscious mind of man. In the divine design, there is no limitation, only health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. So, on man's pathway, there is always a divine selection. Each day he must live accordingly to the divine plan or have unhappy reactions. For example, a woman moved into a new apartment, which she had almost furnished, when the thought came to her, on that side of the room should stand a Chinese cabinet. Not long after, she was walking by an antique shop. She glanced in, and there stood a magnificent Chinese cabinet, about 8 feet high and elaborately carved. She entered and asked the price. The salesman said it was worth $1,000, but the woman who owned it was willing to take less. The man added, "What will you offer for it?" The woman paused, and the price $200 came into her mind. So she answered, $200. The man said he would let her know if the offer was satisfactory. She did not want to cheat anyone or get anything which was not rightfully hers. So going home, she said repeatedly, "If it's not mine, I can't lose it. And if it's not mine, I don't want it." It was a snowy day, and she emphasized her words by kicking the snow from right to left, clearing a pathway to her apartment. Several days elapsed, when she was notified that the woman was willing to sell the cabinet for $200. There is a supply for every demand, from Chinese cabinets to millions of dollars. Before ye call, I shall answer, but unless it is a divinely selected cabinet or millions, they would never bring happiness. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Psalm 127:1. Affirmations. I let go of everything not divinely designed for me, and the perfect plan of my life now comes to pass. What is mine by divine right can never be taken from me. God's perfect plan for me is built upon a rock. I follow the magic path of intuition and find myself in my promised land under grace. My mind, body, and affairs are now molded according to the divine pattern within. God is the only power, and that power is within me. There is only one plan, God's plan, and that plan now comes to pass. I give thanks that I now bring forth from the universal substance everything that satisfies all the righteous desires of my heart. The divine design of my life now comes to pass. I now fill the place that I can fill and no one else can fill. I now do the things which I can do and no one else can do. I am fully equipped for the divine plan of my life. I am more than equal to the situation. All doors are now open for happy surprises, and the divine plan of my life is speeded up under grace.